What's up, guys?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Assuming pretty good after that win. Can you tell me how you're feeling?
I feel really good. I gotta be honest with you. About a year ago this time, I came back and stressed that, just how hard I'd be working to develop new skills in the octagon or with a cage, and I'm just really glad that it got to show itself today.
Yeah, for sure. And that knee, you were landing it throughout the fight, so it kind of makes sense that was what put him away. Was that something that you saw when you watched film, or is that?
Yeah, I was doing it in my sleep. As soon as I met Henry, he was somebody that, he spent a lot of time with me and kind of helped me put a system of offense together and, find things that I liked, find things I didn't like, things I gravitated towards. And the knees were probably the first thing that he and I really gelled on and were able to build an offense around. And, it took me 5 years, but I'm glad I was able to do it in a fight systematically.
And walk me through what went on in your mind during the finish. It was kind of interesting. You knocked him down. It seemed like you didn't want to hit him anymore, and it was the referee and you and him were all kind of on different wavelengths.
Look, I understand the business that we're in, and I would hope that everybody you get to the cage with understands it too. But that said, I'm not trying to cause permanent damage to people. So, look, this is a violent sport with violent things happening all the time. Not even the first time tonight something crazy violent happened. But that said, I felt like the job was done. I didn't have to do anymore. I know you wait till the ref steps in kind of thing, but whatever. He told me to keep going. I finished the job. So
I saw you went over to Scott Coker and Rich afterwards. What did you say to them?
I said, let's do it again soon. My shin's kind of bothering me. I went shin to shin with him probably 2 or 3 times, but no, I haven't been fighting as often as I like. I haven't fought. When I was an amateur, I did the math recently. But one of the 15 or so times that I fought as an amateur, on average, I competed with grappling tournaments. I competed once every 2 or 3 months. And I know in the pros are different. My body's changing. I'm getting older. I can't necessarily keep that pace up, but I want to compete more often. I really feel like competing, put your skills to the test really is the gateway through, the big improvement that you see.
Steven, you hit him with so many knees. The advantage of having no fans is that we could really hear the impact. Are you surprised that he was able to take that many before he went down?
Yeah, the first one I kind of saw him go a little bit, but it wasn't enough to make me, think that I'd had the job done. But I made sure to follow it up just because, that's what we practice and that's the game, right? But no, I really felt like I don't know if you heard my coach, Sean, but he was saying the same thing. He's saying, I felt like it was going to be there. And even when we were drilling, moving around in the back, I felt like every time popped it up, I was able to find something. So, yeah.
Yeah, you just mentioned that you said to Scott Coker and Rich Shaw that you want to get right back in there. You're 8-0. I believe you were undefeated as an amateur too. Do you think it's time to, go from the prelims, which you were originally scheduled to, a main card against? There's a lot of big names in the heavyweight division. You shot to really step up and take out one of those big names.
No, I'm not a name guy. I don't say names. I don't bully. I don't name call. Everybody that I can put into the cage with, I'm going to try to finish. I'm going to try to take out. And as for, getting off the prelims and getting onto the main card, I really feel like if there was going to be a time to do it, it was today. Sean Teed was a champion in promotion before this. He was a really accomplished fighter. I think they made a good signing when they picked him up. And if you're going to have 2 guys get their bump to the main card on a Bellator show, especially the first one on CBS, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think Sean Teed and I were the guys to do it, So that said, I was just talking about prelims. I was on the main card. What else do you want from me? Jeez. Who brings these guys?
Steve,
Just joking, my dude.
besides just the knees, you were landing the overhand all night. You're really picking your shots. Do you think you were going for that first knockout of your Bellator career?
No, I was. I wanted the first knockout, but no. I was just trying to do the stuff that I drill every day. I feel like I wasn't perfect, but I feel like I did, about a B minus job compared to how I normally perform in the gym. No, I really was just trying to put my full skill set on display, and the grappling didn't come into play, which kind of was the game plan for me. But that said, no, I wasn't planning on anything. I was just going to go in there and fight, and then Lord willing, and God's good, I got my hand raised.
Jay Anderson.
Hey, Steve, congrats on the win. You kind of touched on it a little, but getting that boost to the main card, were you cognizant of the fact that you'd be performing in front of a much wider audience on CBS, and therefore, a lot more people are going to see this performance?
Yeah, I mean, look, we found out we were going to be on the main card when we were about to walk. So kind of, I had to kind of compartmentalize it. I kind of had to stop and be like, oh, okay, like it's just a move up. And I was able to frame it, I think, correctly in my mind. But yeah, that did come into my head. A lot more people are probably going to see. And I mean, I think if you're going to have a performance that the CBS audience is going to bring, I think that's the one that you want.
And, you mentioned he was a champion in another promotion. He's fought some tough guys. Juan Adams, Chris Dawkins, Azuna Anwanu, who's
he beat Chris
fighting
Dawkins
Bellator.
too, huh?
He did. You're absolutely correct. So, I mean, I know you don't want to call out names, but are you looking at least for a veteran, someone higher up in the rankings here to really test yourself against? Or
yeah,
are you just... Sorry?
We'll see what happens here. I'm just trying to beat people up and get paid for it.
Fair enough, man. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Donna.
Hey, Steve, congratulations on a big win. Can you talk me through practically how the move went down and how it affected your preparations from the prelims to the main card? I mean, obviously, you said you were about to make the walk. Someone comes in and tells you, actually, you're going to make the walk in an hour and a half's time. Can you talk us through who it was who told you and how it affected things behind the scenes for you?
It was I don't know his last name. His first name's Mike. One of the awesome gentlemen that works, the behind the scenes at Bellator. I don't know. Kind of a little bit of like an excitement, and I tried to frame it in my head like, this is kind of some adversity, but I knew that it was the kind of adversity I could come out on the other side of and say that it was something I was able to adjust for.
I asked Mandel earlier as well, because obviously you weren't in there for a great deal of time. Is there a chance maybe you try to sneak on to one of these cards? I see a lot of open spaces. I'm thinking particularly the Darian Caldwell, AJ McKee card for you to maybe slot on in a couple of weeks.
I mean, we'll see what happens here. I've been I was supposed to fight in February, and I had a medical thing, and I was supposed to fight in July, but I had that false positive coronavirus test. So I've been working, ready to get the call for a long time. And I'm going to take a little bit of time to let my body heal up and catch up to me. But yes, to answer your question, I am going to try to get healed up, get back in the gym, get sharp, do my thing. And yeah, hopefully you'll see me before too long here.
Lenny.
How's it going, Steve? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. My questions are not going to be about you. I'm going to let you breathe about the fight for about 10 seconds. So I know you had Linton Vassell in your corner today. When could we possibly see him in the cage, if you know?
See him in the cage, I'm sorry?
When could we see Linton Vassell in the cage?
In the cage. I don't want to talk out of school, but I think pretty soon here.
Okay. That's good enough for me. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And our last question comes from the line of Sean Lennon. Go ahead, Sean.
Steve, congratulations on the win once again.
Thank you.
Talk about how is this fight more fun and less stressful for you, going towards, looking back at what you had to deal with and the adversity of 2 canceled fights that you were going to just go out there and, basically display everything you've been working on. And it was just, stress-free and just a release for you.
No, there's no such thing as stress-free in fighting. I feel like fighting's always been that thing for me that I love, and it's always going to have a deep-seated place in my heart. But just like the people that you love most, fighting for me, it takes me to my darkest places, but it takes me to my highest peaks. So no, I can't say that it was just fun, but it was fun, and it was, I will say what was a little bit different about this fight was I was able to blend the fun and the excitement of it with, the nerves and the I guess the stress you would call it of, fighting. And I can't say how happy I am that it shook out like that. Especially, like I said, winning fights is cool. but like just as cool as winning fights is, making your family, your friends, your coaches, your teammates happy. So shouts to Sanford, shouts to all my friends and family, shouts to my girlfriend, Allie. She's had to put up with a lot these last few months.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.